Hello, my name is Tyler Gardner, and I will be discussing the positive and negative aspects of the fact of whether or not subsidizing renewable energy is beneficial in transitioning the world away from fossil fuels. This year, we learned about a lot of different ways to create energy that we use in our everyday lives. For example, an example of renewable energy include wind, solar, water, and geothermal energy. However, these fields of renewable energy only really scratch the surface of what's going on and what we're doing in our worldwide green initiative. For example, our energy sustainability project that's been going on this entire semester was we did it on a company called Uncharted Play, who produces a portable power generating soccer ball that uses kinetic energy from play or the motion of kicking it and produces electrical energy that can be used to light up a room or to charge your cell phone or to power a small appliance. And after spending the entire semester researching all these different unique alternative sustainable energy sources, I'm a huge proponent of moving towards subsidizing renewable energy to lead us away from our consumption of fossil fuels. Our world is currently too reliant on fossil fuels, and the fact that they are both A, not going to last forever, and B, severely hurting the environment. They are causing problems with the ozone and adding to the ongoing battle that we have with global warming. According to the Environmental and Energy Studies Institute, fossil fuels, including coal, oil, and natural gas, are currently the world's primary source of energy, and last year contributed to 79% of the world's greenhouse gas emissions. That's an astounding number and is something that needs to be addressed. These emissions insulate the planet and lead to changes in the Earth's climate. And for these reasons, we must focus our time, money, and energy on finding new ways to power our world. However, this is something that cannot change immediately, and for that reason, we need to slowly subsidize renewable energy and transition into a cleaner world that is not so heavily relied on the fossil fuels. The positives behind renewable energy highly outweigh the negatives. Renewable energy naturally replenishes itself on a human time scale, whereas fossil fuels do not. Fossil fuels are naturally reproducing, however, they take billions of years to form under their high pressure conditions. And currently, our needs for fossil fuels highly exceed the production rate of which they're naturally reoccurring. While renewable energy can't always be generated, for example, the sun's not always shining, and solar energy cannot always be utilized, and the wind's not always blowing, and wind energy and turbines cannot always be utilized either. Collection systems can be installed in these to ensure that energy is almost always available at their needs. And finally, renewable energy is just cleaner, as opposed to seeing the smokestacks when you drive by a fossil fuel plant or the exhaust when you're stuck in a car on a highway. And in class, we viewed a couple times a pie chart that showed the total world's energy consumption. And it's broken down into three categories. Those being fossil fuels, which I previously discussed, renewable energy, which I believe the world needs to start moving towards, and nuclear energy. When looking at the graph, it's actually really astonishing to me the fact that our world is so dependent on fossil fuels because there are so many negatives that go along with them, and they're not going to be there forever. And it's also the fact that there's only 19% of the total world's energy consumption is considered renewable energy. And sources such as wind, solar, water, the ones that we consider to be the most renewable, each make up less than 1% of the world's total energy consumption. This is something that needs to be addressed and needs to be changed immediately. And the way we do that is going to be through the government and through incentives to have people install solar panels in their house or have companies install fields of wind turbines to power their factories. And we, as a united world, have to make serious moves towards a cleaner path, or else eventually it's going to be too late and improvements won't be able to be made because the effects are already going to be done. After doing some further research, I found this topic is referred as fossil fuel phase out. And this is exactly what's needed and what is being discussed by environmentalists and economists and everyone who's weighing in on this conversation. They're weighing the pros and cons of the subject. So in conclusion, it's not that we need to immediately cut off our uses of fossil fuel. Um, Fossil fuel is something that can be used but it needs to be used on a much smaller scale, and we need to start making progress to change that. And the type of progress we need to be making is starting to find other ways to supply energy in our everyday lives. And that is both, but it has to be clean, cost efficient, and effective. Fossil fuels are a finite solution to our energy needs, and the renewable energy um, renewable energy is special and it's good because it is just that, is renewable and is everlasting. It is something that will never run out, and something that we can rely on, and something that our generations to come can rely on as well. It is a smart move environmentally, economically, and simply logistically to make the phase out of fossil fuels into different forms of clean renewable energy, like we've discussed in class all semester long.